Good evening. Welcome to Have I Got News for You? I'm Victoria Coren-Mitchell. In the news this week, at a building site in the Midlands on a visit to check the progress of HS2, Chris Grayling takes a shortcut. In Westminster, Boris Johnson's accused of overdoing the number of police he's putting on the streets as he pops out for a pint of milk. And with the government on the ropes, once again, Labour's indecision hampers their ability to take full advantage.
Seen it today, though, let's be perfectly honest.
On Ian Hislop's team is a writer and broadcaster who presents the BBC4 quiz show Only Connect. For those of you who've never watched it, BBC4 is a sort of arts channel. Please welcome Victoria Coren.
With Paul tonight is a writer, broadcaster and poker player who recently won the €5,000 event in Monte Carlo. Of course, that was way back in April when the euro was actually worth something. Please welcome Victoria Coren.
Ian's bafflement is giving me a terrible flashback. You can't put this in the programme because it's just not interesting, but you might be...
It might be the best bit of the show.
We're just making a new series of Only Connect, which is this slightly difficult quiz show that I make. And we had a team, lovely, you'd have loved them, Ian, very dignified older chaps. You have to spot the connection between clues, and they had the group Tomlinson, Payne, Horan, Malik. But they stood there and the clock was ticking and they were going, well, now, of course, there's Thomas Paine, of course, the great political essayist, Terence Malick. Or is it Art Malik? They're absolutely so far outside their frame of reference. And I started giggling and I thought, this is awful because they've only got this 2.5 minutes. I was slightly in tears. I just got myself together to ask them the question at the end. So what's the connection? Tomlinson, Payne, Malik, Styles. And he said, are they golfers? They're just... You'd have fitted right in, anyway. Yeah. These are the members of One Direction. Members of One Direction.
I've just seen the connection.
Let's remind ourselves of the key Labour manifesto pledges. We're going over to
brilliant.
Ruth Cadbury, parliamentary candidate for Brentford and Isleworth.
The Labour Party's manifesto is out now. Can you tell me more about the key policies? Sum them up. What are your key policies?
I can't remember what Oh, God, I'm sorry.
You need to check them, that's not great.
No, I do need to check. I mean, I'm reading them every day. Sorry.
Labour's key policies.
Yeah, Labour...
To be fair, when you're asked about the manifesto, it only came out about 24 hours ago, isn't it? It's a bit much to push these people to say, do you remember everything?
John, perhaps you could talk us through the key Labour promises. I'll stop you when we've got enough.
I've got the pledge cards. We delivered on this one in 1997 on every phase. Come and have a look, and we'll deliver on this. Everybody's got pledge cards.
That.
Yeah, OK. Do you trust politicians to deliver?
Yeah, well, hold on a second, hold on. So, but you're all saying...
Yeah, I can have a look and see how we delivered it. And then
it's a train ticket to Reading.
Look at the top pledge on the top. We will invade Iraq against the wishes of the people of Britain.
Yeah, but it was Miliband who stopped the invasion into Syria. That's something for him, isn't it? I haven't heard you say much about that.
No, because I'm more interested in the previous one, which
well,
you
were
involved
wrong.
in.
And we made it clear that's so. We made a mistake. There's no doubt about that. But give Miliband the credit for stopping us doing the same thing with Syria.
OK,
because Cameron was about to get to do it with the Americans.
Yeah, no, I have no problem with that. No, Obama
You just don't work about it or talk about it. Anyway, that's the difference between us.
Yeah.
Should we start again?
But you say
think so.
that the manifesto will only just come out, so the candidate can't be expected to know what's in it. Is the manifesto meant to be a massive surprise to Labour candidates?
No, but when you get... Well, in our party...
Let's talk about the Lincoln MP, Cole McCartney.
Cole McCartney?
Why?
I never thought I'd hear that name again. 5 years ago in Cairo, me and him had this secret affair. We kissed each other on the balcony. God, no, I better not say any of this. I know who he is.
He may cost us £15,000. Do you know why?
Because I've just libelled him. I didn't kiss him on the balcony.
No. 15,000, that's not going to cover the lawyer reading the letter.
I bow to your superior experience.
No, it's to do with the way his name is written. He wants the Parliamentary records changed because they print his name with a small c, like this. And he thinks it should be written with a sort of floaty C, like this. And so far, it's cost several £100s to change the Parliamentary records, but changing it on Hansard and the House of Commons website could cost £10,000 to £15,000.
That's because it's written on vellum, and you can't easily rub it out.
But that's absolutely ridiculous. Not on his wanting his name spelt properly, most people do, but that it should cost that sort of money to make a tiny little change on a computer system where even I don't hold myself up as a great expert in this field, knows that you can change fonts on machines quite easily. Most of us want our name spelt correctly, don't we? It's a reasonable ambition in life.
May I just say...
Achievable for most of us.
I find you extremely attractive.
My wife is in the audience.
I'm so sorry, Mrs.
Would you like the rest of us to discreetly mention it?
I don't intend to do anything about it. I just thought I'd mention it along the way. Let's talk about Sir John Chilcot.
Yeah, why not? That'll kill the mood.
We're still waiting for...
You're going to tell me you find him very attractive?
You like a man who takes his time?
Can I just say something? Are you doing the secretary glasses on and off thing? Because you keep taking...
No, do you know what it is?
What?
Because I'm too short-sighted to read an auto cue, but I can't then see that. Do you know, when I... no, actually, I'm not going to say that. Time now for the odd one out round.
Sorry, I'm not the only one that's intrigued about what you were going to say.
Yeah, I want to know that.
I think I explained this once before, but when I didn't think the show was being recorded, and then they put it on the end. But it was when I bought my glasses. That's what I said to the optician, because I was nervous about getting glasses. They make me look odd. I said I want the sort of glasses that a librarian would wear in a porn film. He said to a sort of 57-year-old Bangladeshi optician. He went, I have no idea what you're talking about.
Yeah, he's probably never been to a library.
Well, he chose well.
It is definitely time for the odd one out round.
Ian and Victoria, your four are Anthea Turner, Welsh TV channel S4C, the funeral of Sir William Ormerod, and a public toilet in Macclesfield.
Well, Sir William Ormerod, you know about.
When we had a memorial service for my dad, I got a tip-off that we might be visited by a serial gang of funeral crashers, who are these rather unsavoury people who knock about funerals of strangers in the south of England in the hope of a free drink. So I invented this chap called Sir William Ormerod and put him on the internet, and I said there'd be free drink after the funeral, but it was for family and friends only. And they all wrote to me and said, I was so sorry to hear of Sir William's death. What a lovely man. I used to know him in the 40s in Yorkshire. Stuff like that. Plan A was to actually hold the funeral and fill all the free sandwiches with laxatives. Then I thought that might be a bit childish. So I didn't do that. I just, once I knew who they were, wrote about them in the paper.
On the subject of air travel, what did we learn this week about women pilots?
Oh, God. I don't know, I'm just dreading where this is going.
No one knows?
They're better.
Well, a survey found that 51% of passengers wouldn't trust a woman pilot. The survey was commissioned by a travel agent who surveyed 49 normal people, then repeatedly asked Godfrey until they got to... I know, I'm doing you a terrible disservice. I feel sure you are far more enlightened than that.
I know you've said that women aren't very good drivers, but they're much better than men at finding the mustard in the pantry. And I wondered, was that a euphemism? Like, have you often found yourself, you know, with women and you feel like you've been rummaging for ages in the pantry and... You know, she's screaming, you just can't find the mustard. Is that... where that came from?
Sorry, are we talking French or English?
And finally, What is harder to quit than smoking?
Oh, nothing.